Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. We are back to our normal pre-recorded self. I had a lot of fun with the live stream. It was like 6.5 hours long, and it was just really enjoyable for me. It was fun to hang out with Twitch, fun to get to chat with people, fun to get to see other people's comments, and it was always fun to, you know, just get to hang out. So, good times, good times. Hope to see you there for the 400-hour celebration. And yeah, so with one thing we did at the end is we noticed our Kevlar was dead. I forget what it was that wasn't being made. What was it? I looked at something and then I noticed it wasn't getting made because we had no Kevlar. And then we looked at Kevlar and Kevlar wasn't getting made, or sorry, Aramid wasn't getting made because we had no TCL. And I was like, why don't we have TCL? And then I looked at what makes TCL and it's Yotoi, and Yotoi was messed up. I don't know exactly what happened. I haven't figured it out. So I've done kind of two major things, which one is these buildings are only running if we've got a green signal. And originally we were measuring the TCL amount. So if TCL was low or if seeds were low, we would run these buildings. But I think what happened is we must have at some point run out of TCL ingredients or something other than the seeds, and the seeds just kept piling up, and so this chest was completely overfilled, which meant just everything was backed up, which was a problem. So, because we don't want any seeds, right? Like if we're not making Yotoi and we're only making TCL, every single seed is just piling up. So I actually just realized I need to extract, my goodness. I need to just compost seeds. If we have too many. Yeah, okay. I don't know why I didn't put that together until just now, but here we are. Okay, so yeah, what the heck? You're kidding me. That's gotta be one of the worst recipes. You add cold air and all you get is 2 more seeds? That's such a tiny boost in productivity. That's only a 12.5% seed productivity boost for an entire turd, and it costs you a Yotoi leaf, which is 2/5 of a Yotoi, which costs part of a seed too. I don't know. That seems like a terrible turd. I wonder what else that comes with. It wouldn't be a Hellmod episode. It wouldn't be a pie episode without a turd deep dive. What are the Yotoi upgrades here? What do we got? That's literally it? That's all it does? What is wrong with this recipe? This is so bad. I'm super confused by this. You go from getting a free leaf to using a leaf and cold air, and it only gives you 2 more seeds. I really don't understand this. Someone's gonna have to explain it in the comments, like, how could this ever be good? I guess if you are exclusively using Yotoi seeds in the late game compared to Yotoi, it is better. And I guess if you had spoilage off, maybe this would be even better, because if you have spoilage off, you are going from 7 to 9. But not quite, because again, you have to use some of the seeds to make the Yotoi to make the leaves. But surely, like, this one's going to be better or something, right? Yeah, I mean, look at that. You add a mechanical inserter, you get 4 Yotoi leaves. Boom. That's interesting. That's some iron and copper. That's so weird. Mechanical inserter as an ingredient for Yotoi. Kinda cool. That's a lot of Yotoi leaves. What are Yotoi leaves good for again? Can make cellulose with them. They're also part of the better to bedding recipes, I think. Huh. Interesting, interesting. No, they're part of all the bedding recipes. Except for that one, which uses dried grod and dried kickalc. Huh. What's my current recipe for yotoi leaves? Oh, right, it's just yotoi fruit. Or yotoi aloe. Processed. So 5 leaves from 2 aloe, and it's affected by productivity. And it's made in a WPU. So by the time we really need this crap, we're gonna have 6 module slots in a WPU, and that puppy can accept productivity. Wait, no, it can't. Okay, what's going on? The recipe set can WPUs not accept productivity? See, that's just rude. The game shouldn't do that. Well, I think it has to though. Hold on. Because here. Go back to the recipe book. Is it gonna grab the correct one? No, I need Helmod for that. Helmod, I think, Yotoi, I think can do this correctly. Because we need this recipe from the 6 module slot thingy. No, it still doesn't do it right. Interesting. Well, the important part is that realistically we would have these saw blades. And those are productivity modules. But you can't actually put normal productivity modules into a WPU. So you have to consider that. But this is 42% productivity. So that means that instead of 5, you get 7. So, that being said, that means that this recipe is really like it's only making about 10 extra yotoi aloe. No. Instead of 5, you get 7 from only 2. So that's only about 4 more yotoi aloe. That's only 1/7. That's only a 14% productivity increase. So still not very good. Because that 16 aloe can be made quite easily from basically 2 yotoi. Or sorry, the 16 leaves can be made from 2 yotoi. Now, the cost is pretty low, you know, relative to everything else. Like 1 mechanical inserter is nothing. So it's a fine turd. I wouldn't say it's a good turd. Now, what's this one? Nutrient AI system. So it adds some sort of fancy recipe that's only ever used for that. Cool. Classic pie. All right. And then it changes the buildings to cost a nutrient AI system when you make it, or 2 or 3 or 8. I guess 2 or 4 or 8. And then it changes recipes tier 2 through 4 to require sand biomass, fertilizer, yotoi, and biomass. Oh, now that is a good recipe. Hot diggity. And it even makes 1 more yotoi. Look at that. And it just gives you the fertilizer instead of costing you fertilizer. Everything else is the same, I think. Hard to tell for sure. But yeah, I mean, free fertilizer seems nice. Crafting speed's the same, output's roughly the same. But not costing fertilizer seems like a plus. Probably better than this one. given that I'll have saw blades, I'm almost certainly choosing the saw blade one. That seems better. Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Okay, so anyway, I added in here the ability to only make the fruits when I'm low on fruit on the belt. So I'm reading the belt, so only if I have less than 100 fruit and less than 500 seeds. Or the TCL is low, but I have enough manure bacteria, cobalt extract, nitrogen, and aromatics to make a batch. So that way I'm not making batches if I run out of something like cobalt extract or something. And now I'm realizing we need to remove I'm gonna remove this. It might be time to use a diagonal inserter. This alarm is gonna go off if we have too many things on the belt. I do want to have this here just in case some stuff spoils there, which means I am gonna use a diagonal inserter for when use filters for when that's more than 2,000. And then I don't need the alarm, and then this just goes into a compost plant, and then, I mean, the rest is history. Feed it into the compost plant. What's the easiest way to go from there to turn compost into nothing? And when I say compost, I mean biomass. Those mean the same thing to me. Biomass. What do we do with it? Any way we can just get rid of it? You can burn it into ash with an HPF, but then you have ash. Ah, gas refinery. There it is. Or HPF. Or we could put it in a boiler, but that needs water. Do I have water nearby? I actually do, so that's probably easier. I only do this because I have the water nearby. Otherwise, I would need a whole pump, and then the size of the whole thing wouldn't be that much different. But we should be able to do this. And then that. I'm still, man, I'm strongly considering. Oh, it's funny, alt clicking is ruining my quick adjustable inserters. Quick adjustables unfortunately locks itself to the same plot thickens. Maybe I'll just get used to it. I don't know. I hate it, but maybe I'll get used to it. Yeah, I don't know. So what I'm getting at here is, like, part of me wants to downgrade the Bob's research because I hate having to hit E a bunch more times to rotate to where I want to go, because the diagonal ones are used so infrequently. It gets even worse with the next upgrade, because then it goes to all the positions. So if you've got a long inserter, it won't go from there to there. It'll go from there to there to there to there to there to there to there. It's just, like, so annoying. I guess it also maybe just means I'll use the menu more often to... But then that just means I should use QAI more often. So maybe I need to find a hotkey for QAI. What is a good hotkey? V is not getting used that often. It's only for vertical flips. So maybe V could be a good key for that. And then I do J for vertical flips. That feels a little better. I don't do vertical flips of blueprints that often. I do inserters way more often. So flip vertical, I'm gonna change to J. And then connect train, sure. I'll just clear that. I never do that. And then we can go to quick adjustable inserters. And instead of Alt left click, I do V. And now I've got my inserter. Boom. Boom. And we're good to go. Boom, boom. I do like that. It is really nice. And V feels like a reasonable key for that. We'll see how that plays out. Okay. We are killing our base. Killing it softly. It's because as the borax spun back up, now we have all the plates, and now all the plates are back up, and now everything's hungry. And now we just don't have enough trains. I guess I could add a few more trains. I don't feel like I want to add a bunch. What I do want to do... Yeah, let's add one of these. Somewhere where it kind of... Yeah, like right here, where it fits in without disturbing too much, but also gives us more train locations. There's an alarm going off. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. This is not lining up. Odd. No idea why that wouldn't be lining up. Maybe that's my first one and the lineup is wrong. Like it just doesn't line up. Don't I have another train depot over here? Yeah. This certainly should line up. Something. Yeah, there we go. Please don't line up. Are the signals wrong? What am I doing? Go back, deconstruct some trees here. Okay, so what am I actually doing? So this needs to have a chain signal along there to cut that. And then there's a regular signal there, so that's fine. But then it needs another chain signal after it's passed. Yeah, right there. And there. Okay. So that's good. No, that's fine as is. Let's see. Chain signal goes that way. Okay, that should all be fine. Yeah. Okay. Now, what was that alarm? And why did it just stop? Oh. My nice eye alarm was just to... Yeah, that was just for fun. I was confused by that for a second. That was a just for fun alarm, which I can delete now. Yeah, that red circuits are running. Where did we set that thing up? Wasn't it right here? Yeah. All the nice eye immediately got consumed, though, and now red circuits are struggling again, but here we are. But look at that, I've already got over 1,000 red circuits. Oh my gosh, we're doing great, fam. We're doing great. How's power? Power is, yeah, struggling. Look at that. 2.2 gigawatts, oh boy. Everything's firing back up. It's so bad. Everything, like, we're doing science. All of the metals and so many things that had gotten backed up got unbacked up. And I'm also trying to make red circuits. Not to mention I made an entire train load of advanced small parts, which was not a small cost. But those are already done buffering, which is impressive. But that was a huge cost too. So, by the way, people were talking about stainless steel being super expensive. It's not that crazy. It basically just adds a lot of metal plates to steel. Like, there's some phosphate rocks. The cobalt is a little bit expensive because of cyanic, but soon, I've been saying that for like 100 hours, we're gonna have the meat to cyanic, but we're actually like very close to researching that. And that will allow us to get some free cyanic acid. I don't know how much. Like, how much meat am I making? I'm making about 2 a second, and I don't think I'm using 2 a second. Oh yeah, spoilage isn't accounted for here, so we can actually see, look at that. So I've got 2 meat a second, which is 20 cyanic acid a second that I could get for free. Now, is that very much? Not really, no, it's not. Well, I guess we're consuming about 20 a second, so I guess it's a decent amount. Never mind, I lied. That is a decent amount. Because yeah, 600 a minute is 10 a second. So our consumption has been around 20 a second. So theoretically, the meat could provide for all of our cyanic costs. Anyway, I digress. What was I doing? Oh no, I was in the middle of something and then I got sidetracked. Oh, I was up here doing train stops. Yep. Okay, we need to actually add... I'll add 5 more locos. Wagons. And then I need to kind of want to add some refueling over here because this is where raw coal is, so it's easy to add refueling. Though refueling gets a little more complex when we're doing whatchamacallit, the next tier of trains, but that's fine. We'll just ship in the fuels. No, I'll ship in the fluids probably, because what's... Like, let's say I go with benzene. I don't think I'm gonna go with benzene, but let's say I do. A benzene canister is only 10 benzene, which means a stack of benzene canisters is only 200 benzene, which means 200, 2,000, it's only 4,000 benzene in a whole train full of canisters. So I will just want to bring in the benzene and then load the canisters on site. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna add another refueling station because I only have the one, and this will allow trains to have a little bit more efficiency when refueling. Which would be nice. Okay, and I am gonna have to add a couple miners here. And when I say a couple miners, I mean just a couple miners. Like, I'm never gonna need more than 4 miners here. It's absurd how much the miners mine. I mean, one of these can do 6 a second. It's insane. Though that is only, to be fair, that is only 18 megajoules per second, aka 18 megawatts. So how many trains, here's your math question for you kiddos, how many trains can that power is the next question that I have to ask to you, my dear reader. How many trains can one miner power? Well, 18 megajoules, if each train costs 600 kilowatts, which it does, then we can power 5 trains from 1 raw coal, so 30 trains from 1 miner, aka this is 120 trains. Yep, we can power pretty much our whole train network with just this set of miners. If you were wondering, and that would be all of our trains running constantly, which trains don't run constantly. They probably only run about 80% of the time. What was... Uh-oh. Seems like adding these has not been good for my network. I'm just gonna trust that nothing actually breaks, and it'll all be okay once this is done. And then we are gonna have to get rid of the ash. That is so perfect. I didn't even plan this, but we already have an ash disposal. Oh my gosh, right here. I mean, I didn't plan it, but there is raw coal here, so it sort of makes sense that that's how the... But that's just so nice. Now I just put that right in there. I don't even have to think about it. That's so cool. All right, so we're gonna set up red belts in this episode, and that means we're gonna have to request all the things needed for red belts. Obviously, red belts get their own... By the way, how are bots doing? We don't have enough. Okay. I need more bots in the auto mall. I was curious about that. Yeah, this train's going to refuel. Auto mall. And we will get some more. Some more bots going here. And when do we get tier 2 bots? How close are we? Like realistically. Oh, we're actually really close. It's only 1, 2, 3 Kimsai recipes. We're gonna have all the pieces ready to go. Except for Nexalit batteries might not have been set up by then. Do we need Nexalit batteries to make any of the tier 2 train stuff? I don't think we do. So I don't think... No, I do need them for something. I don't remember what, but I know I've needed them for something. So I will be ready to make these soon. Now that's very exciting. The logistics bots in particular, because they carry 5 instead of 3, on top of being twice as fast. Well, I say twice as fast. Once we have this upgrade and the upgraded bots, they'll be about twice as fast. But then that means the actual throughput of, you know, whatchamacallit will be even higher. Item throughput will be more than double for the same number of bots. Yeah, this is messy. Look at all these things. But that being said, I'm gonna add 50 more. Plop. Do I need more charging? Is, I guess, a question. I don't think so. It looks like the charging's fairly stable. I'm actually slightly concerned about my power. I am concerned about power. Oh my gosh. Wow. Can't believe we're using 3 gigawatts. That's absurd. Okay, so our train system is crying out in pain right now. Good to know, good to know. How'd the refueling go? Is it working? No, not yet. We're still waiting on a few belts. Uh-oh. That means these trains got here with no fuel. Hopefully they have enough fuel to get them through their next trip. The next time trains show up, they should get fuel. Because it trusts that they're receiving fuel because of the inactivity condition. And tier 2 trains are going to revolutionize everything. Because they're so much faster and zippier, we're going to need fewer of them to do the same work. I don't even know how many trains we're going to need. Right now, I only have 51. Which means I probably will only need about 35 would be my guess. About 70% as many of the tier 2 trains. Though they do refuel more often, so they lose a little bit of efficiency because they're refueling more frequently. So that's a factor. Okay, good. So refueling's back online, and now they have 2 spots they can refuel. Here, or is it down here? Yeah. So that way, if they're up in this region, they don't have to go all the way back down here just to refuel. And I do need initial fuel for these guys, which is going to be wood or something. Yeah, I'll just do a stack of wood in each. Okay. All right, that'll be good. But yeah, then a train can like pick something up from here, deliver it to here, refuel here, and it never has to go to the southwest part of the base, which should help with traffic. As well, we currently lacking a lot of trains. Okay, what was I working on? I don't remember. We were working on red belts. So for red belts, we need ace parts, stainless, iron niobium alloy, lubricant, and oh, interesting. They're not used in the splitter. What are they actually called? Fast? Yeah, fast transport belt. Okay, so iron niobium alloy I think is already here, but let's double check. Is that true? No. No. Yeah, wait. Yes, this one. We're gonna go up to 100 of that. We're gonna go up to 10 stacks of that. And that one's gonna get an 8 stack threshold. Maybe even 12, 133. Just so it goes a little faster. Stainless is already at 200. I'm gonna bump that up to 300 as of a buffer. And we're gonna make sure that, yeah, that's requesting full stacks. A little bit of a buffer on that side. Chromium should be full stacks. Nichrome we're gonna be using more of, so I'll just go up to 6 there. In fact, we're just gonna bump the minimum threshold up to 4 for everything, because I don't see a reason not to. We're just using more of everything anyway. It's more efficient train trips on that. Okay, so for red belts, I'm excited about the Automall guide video, by the way. I don't know when I'm gonna do it. Presently, I'm looking at potentially the 23rd of November for my next stream, and the whole stream, or most of it, we might play a little bit of Pi, maybe record one episode, but most of it will be focused on the Automall video. I talked about this already, so you guys have already seen it, but seen what I'm talking about. Okay, so now we just need to add more, you know, just generic bot buildings. I'm not going to do anything fancy here. So, somewhere in this thing. Bot mall buffer both. 1 fast transport belt. Start with 500. Bot mall buffer both. Fast underground belt. 50. Just to start. Leave a space for the lubricant. Fast splitter, 50. No lubricant needed for that one. Fast loader, 10. That's it, right? What was the other fast? Fast inserter. Yeah, I already have those. I could do bulk inserter. Just in case. Okay, so this one, oh, I didn't leave space on that guy. Why did that? How did that happen? New idea. Smart idea. Krydax idea. We rotate one of them. And then they both can use the same lubricant. Hook up. Which is, you know, gonna be somewhere around here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's hooked up. So now I have to think about some things. So first of all, we did channel 1 along the right side. So all of these get channel 1. This is the right side. So that's channel 1, channel 1, channel 1, channel 1. Then I have to figure out, do these things actually get used as ingredients? And red belts definitely do. They show up in Crystal Mine 2, Classifier 2, and blue belts. So we don't need a ton of them. I'd say about 50 into channel 1. And that's it. Do underground belts go? Yeah, they go into both blue undergrounds, but more importantly, they go into fast loaders as an ingredient. But it's only 1 each, so I think like 10 buffered is enough to feed over to fast loaders, which then get their, you know, they buffer as well. Splitters, fast splitters only go into express splitters, so only a few need to be buffered in here. Again, I'll say 10. And then fast loaders are probably only used in blue loaders. Yeah, so again, like 10, even 5 for now is fine. Okay. And then bulk inserters should be good the way they are. They're going to be hungry for a while, because we don't have Crumb, Nissa, and electric engines. Okay, but these guys should start to... Oh, I didn't do advanced small parts. I was about to say these guys should start to work. That's at 265. That's at 95, but we're out of... We're not. Haha, this is where I will use diagonal, just because I don't really mind. How close are we? We're still a little ways away. I was just about to say, you guys might already know where my brain went. Pause now and leave a comment and let me know, again, using full sentences so I know what you're talking about. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about before I say what I'm thinking. Let me know if you know what I'm thinking. Okay, 3, 2, 1, here's the reveal. What I'm thinking, and I can't find the icon for it, is this. Once we have these, we won't have to deal with all this crap. We just unload directly into a logistics warehouse, which is super nice. So, anyways. Yeah, I'm requesting so many things with a low threshold. I'm gonna have to change that at some point too and just have bigger buffers. For now though, it's going to be pretty chill to just request advanced small parts. I am going to do a whole train load. It's expensive, but I think it's worth it. And we're going to buffer or threshold that at 20 stacks. And then we're going to copy our system here, which is going to include 2 fast inserters. I'm going to copy those, change this to advanced all parts, copy that, change the pickup to there, and there. I should have used my V keys. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. It shows me the different rates based on where it places. Generally though, I just will place on the normal tiles. I don't want to play that crazy game. But like, I could be like, okay, pick up from there, but then which one of these is the fastest? Turns out that one, because then the inserter doesn't have to shrink down as much, right? But no, we'll just leave it normal. I'm not gonna play that crazy game. And this needs to be filtered on this and on channel 1. And I don't know what's going on here, but we definitely need faster unloading, which isn't balanced. So I'm gonna move this guy over here. That's gonna be channel 1. I'm gonna delete that, put the refined concrete in here. That's gonna pick up from there. Okay. So that's all set up, and now we can do a second one there. All right. Unloading from that one will be a little faster. There should be a train on the way from advanced small parts. I should name this stop. And small parts provide. This is advanced small parts inputs. Cool, cool, cool. All right, I'm gonna go grab some more coffee. Okay, coffee obtained. And there's the ace parts. Beautiful. We should see our first red belts popping up any second now. No, because I haven't done the request. All right, bam. Is it one at a time? It's two at a time. How many seconds is that? This is a very fast recipe. So I'm gonna go to 100. This is two at a time. Well, 14. 20 buffered in the request. And buffered in the request, and two buffered in the request, two buffered in the request. All right, guys, we have our first red belts. We actually have red belts. Holy crap, it's real. Red belts are real. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. All right, I'm going up to 550 undergrounds, 50 splitters. I should go to 100 undergrounds. 50's not very many. 10 loaders. I should really go to 20 loaders. 10 is nothing. Yeah, the rest should be enough to do basic stuff. Even with splitters, do I really need 40? Or 50, like 30 would be enough, I feel like. I'm not going to use them that frequently yet. But a buffer is always nice if we have a big project. Look at them go! We got red belts! Okay, what was it that we needed to upgrade to red belts immediately? Gosh, I can't believe we had red belts. This is so exciting. Sulfate and ferrite are the two that I wrote down. So sulfates was over here. This is going to be an expensive red belt upgrade, and I don't remember what needed. Was it the coke? No, coke was 30 a second. What was the thing that needed it? Maybe the hydroxide output and the salt input. Yeah, the salt needed to be on a red belt for that. But I don't even have enough salt per second to handle that. So that'll be an upgrade that we do later. Ferrite I might be able to do sooner rather than later. So ferrite needed red for the iron oxide. Yeah. But that was it, I think. So we're doing it. I just did it. Wait, I'm missing a red splitter? Oh, I'm not requesting red chips. Okay. Shoot. That was an oversight. Advanced circuits now. Oh wait, what are they called? Not called advanced circuit? What are they called? Complex circuit. Ah, yes. Yes, the complex circuit. We'll do 6 stacks for now. It's definitely not enough, but it's a start. No, 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 no. Filter, please. On complex circuits. You're filtered. You're back in here. You're channel 1. And you're filtered based on that being channel 1 less than 2. Okay. Alright, that train should be arriving. Oh no. Why is it not on the way? Okay, it is. Good. Good, good. Oh yeah, we're out of trains. Oh, we're so out of trains. Oh no. Okay, these 5 trains that I just built are gonna be really helpful. You guys are ready to go. What's it named? Depot? Solids Depot? Go. Copy that. And go. And go. Wait, that one was already... Wait, I'm confused. Whoa, that really looked like they were gonna crash. Okay, 5 more trains should be enough to help sort this out. It doesn't look like it, like the list is literally taller than the screen, but I'm not too worried about that. Like, things will catch up. I've really harmed my base by starting all this up at the same time as adding a bunch of pretty costly things that need to buffer for quite a while, like red circuits. So it's just gonna take a while. Just gonna take a while. Fast loader. Cool. Now, something I haven't tested, which is probably worth testing, do they upgrade correctly? Like if I have split filters, you know, and then I upgrade planner this, like does that do what it's supposed to do? I hope so. I'm scared of this weird world where like the upgrade planner doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Gosh, I'm using all 273 logistics bots right now. Okay, it did seem to work properly. Those were the things I clicked, right? I think so. Alright. We're almost done with nuclear research, by the way. Speaking of spending resources I can't afford, breeder reactors, 500 stainless steel, 500 red circuits, easy peasy. I almost feel like we should stop research for a minute, but I also want the wood processing turd. I want to work towards saw blades. I do need Nexalit batteries for one of these things, right? Yeah, the control panels. And the control panels are needed for modules. So we need Nexalit batteries for modules, which means we're going to be using a lot more Nexalit. Oh boy. Hey, well, for a second it wasn't taller than the screen. How's power? Power is, I think, surviving. I still, in my mind, it's kind of unconscionable that there's no total where you can see your total power usage at any given point as a graph. It just blows my mind. Is there even a way we could measure it? Like ourselves with circuitry? Is there a way to do that? I don't think so. I don't think this is outputable by anything. So what you'd need... I guess there's sort of a way to do it. With, at least with turbines. Not with solar or tidal. Because those you can't measure in any meaningful way except... Well, I guess you could use accumulators. Yeah, you could use accumulators. Then you turn on more and more banks of accumulators. And then you can measure how many banks of accumulators are turned on. Wow, we actually had a brown... moment of brown there. That's crazy. Look at this. Our whole base is screaming. I can't remember the Obi-Wan quote, like, as if a million voices cried out and were suddenly silenced. It's what's going on right now. Oh my gosh. I probably should have, in retrospect, not turned on all of these things at the same time, because the borax shutdown was bad enough. It was already going to take my base a while to catch back up after that, because tin was shut down, which shut down a million things, and it wasn't just tin either. Not to mention, it was only a few hours ago that I made 4 sets of title, which is a thing. And then on top of that, we then did advanced small parts, which is no small cost. And then on top of that, we just did red belts. So we've got red belts, red circuits, advanced small parts, plus everything else catching up. So that's a huge. And I feel like I did something else too. Oh yeah, epoxy. I don't know, where did I put epoxy? I don't even remember. It's like up here or something. Yeah, right here. I did epoxy, which costs me, I don't know, I guess some nichrome. Epoxy is mostly other stuff, which is nice. Okay, why don't I have any glycerol? Right. Because oleochems are backed up here. I meant to do this, first of all. Might even do 2 of them. I hate having double connections. Don't ask me why. It bothers me, but it's fine. I'll live. Okay, so we'll get some extra oleochem storage there. But that being said, if we then run out, is there some sort of thing we can do with oleochems to delete them? No. That's not what we want to do. We said if that happens, then we want to produce glycerol instead. Yeah, so if oleochems are backed up, but that means we need to only request lard if and oleochem. Yeah, I forgot to finish this part of the build. Less than, say, 200,000. And we need to hook that up to this color. Yeah. Okay. And that will be attached to that color. All right. And by color, I mean green wire. And then this one will take over eventually once we've done the Mukmu research. I need to put that just in my to-do list so I don't forget it. Someone was talking about working on a better task list. I would love a slightly more feature robust version of this, with folders being able to drag things up and down, or even if you can't drag them, being able to like control shift click to move 5 at a time or something. But yeah, having folders, even just one layer of folders would be so nice for this, because right now it's pretty feature light, a little bit too feature light for the amount of organization I need in this game. Yeah, because I'm using a loader, it might not unload the lard in proper order either. So that's worth noting. I should use an inserter to do decayed first. Do I care? It's only 2 a second, so a fast inserter works fine. Yeah, let's do it. So undo that, and then this is lard decayed first, and it should go on the right, but just in case. Yeah, I guess that's how that works. As long as we have lard, the biocrud won't get unloaded. Could that jam up? I guess it could. Oh well, I'm not gonna worry about it. I should, but I'm not gonna. Gosh, so those extra 5 trains are running around and we still... Wait, did I not? I'm confused now. Hold on. Hold on. When I started this episode, I had 46 trains. Okay, never mind. We're good. We do have 5 more. So this will catch up. I trust in the ability to catch up. It's gonna take forever, but I trust. I mean, we're almost buffered, you know, on... Wait, what? Okay, now that's not what I was expecting to see. Why are yellow belts not... Oh, because we're just out of iron? Cool problem, bro. Cool problem, bro. Oh, God. It's because we're out of trains, probably. I bet we're not out of iron. Yeah, we got the iron. And if this one's full... Remember, this one's a higher priority. So if this one's half full, you know the one at home is 100% full. Yeah, that boy is just ready to go. Now, here's a question that I actually don't know the answer to. I might have to test this. If you know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I need your certainty level to be literally 100%. Like you've looked into this exact scenario, not just what you think. Because, not to be rude, but it's like, I also think that, but I need to know that. I need certainty. Let me know in the comments if you know. What I'm getting at is, what if 2 trains are on the way to this station? Which means it's hit its train limit. Will a train that wants iron then go to a lower priority station? Or will it not? You know what? I'm just going to test it. Where's our little testing area on this? Was it this guy? Yeah, this... No. Not that. This guy. I thought there was another one that I was using. By the way, I think I talked about this off video. I was racing trains. Do you want to see how fast tier 2 trains are? You ready for this? 0. And this was me looking into braking force research. Did I talk about this on video or just on stream? I'm really sorry if I literally already talked about this, but I just thought it was so cool. I did a bunch of math. I literally was using ChatGPT to help me remember how to do differential equations, to figure out the equation for the speed of a train when it's braking, so that you can look at the distance that it travels and the speed that it's traveling at any given time before it comes to a complete stop, to see if braking force is going to help when you are coming up to a light, but then it's red, so you're slowing down, but then it turns green so you can speed back up again. And like, how much does braking force actually impact that? Yada, yada, yada. All of that math. Oh, cool. The icons are different for the train on the tracks. I didn't notice that until just now. All of that math is really interesting, but yeah, tier 2 trains are going to just zip around so much faster. That's going to be so helpful. Look at that. Done. And this one's like still not even close. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So anyway, and then if we ever get to rocket fuel, which we will, but in like Pi 3, it'll be even better. All right. So let's test. Wait, do I actually need to go back down there? That's so annoying. See, this is, the editor is one place where the remote view being different than personal view feels really, really weird. Like in editor mode, it feels like they should be the same thing, but they're not, which just further like confuses me. But yeah, let's how do I even test this? This is actually really tricky. First of all, I'm gonna need a couple more stations with trains at them. Sorry, my phone is blowing up, but it's just an annoying group text. Gotta love it. Wait, really? What? See, this is the kind of crap that bothers me. Why is it doing it that way? Oh, you know what? It's actually for a good reason. Sorry, I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. I still don't like this either, though. Why does it do it this way? Why doesn't it go to, like, the maximum, like, 90-degree corner distance? I wish there was a button combination you could hold to force it to do only 90s if the... It's hard to describe like exactly what I want. It was like only 90s if it's small enough, then only do 90s. If it's a really big curve, do a 45, go 45 for a while, then no, actually no. I want a mode where you can just do 90-degree turns only. To make it fit when it can. Cuz like when you're building from say here all the way to down here, it's like I want a version where it just goes across and then down. Like this nonsense is just spaghetti town. I actually find it far less useful than it used to be because it's just total spaghetti town. It's only useful if you want spaghetti town trains, which, you know, some people do. Some people want that organic look and whatnot, but it's very chaotic. Okay, so what I need to test this, and this episode's gonna run long, which I don't mind, and I don't think you guys mind either. So cargo wagon here and here, and I guess we'll just, where's our requester on this? Like, where's it taking? Is it this one? No, this one. Okay, turn off the request for a second. So we're going to set up a stop over here that provides, I don't know, it's just gonna look like this, whatever this is. It's gonna provide the you know, what are those things called? Assembling machines. Forget the stone. Okay, providing assembling machines up to, you know, 1,500, whatever. No, more than 1,500. Up to 3,000. It's like 3 trains worth. Okay, but the train limit is 2, and this is high priority P, and it will be at a priority of 1. Okay. So this is at a priority of 1, which means trains should come here first. But then I'm gonna throw down a signal here, and here, and here, and we're gonna make this signal red. I think trains will still come to pick stuff up. Then this guy is providing at priority 0. Okay. These 3 are depots. We need some fuel. Fueled up. Done. These need to go automatic. I still hate that clicking on a train takes you into like the map view window of that train. I really, it feels too jarring to me. I don't remember when they made that change, but when you're close to a train, I wish it wouldn't do that. If you're like in map view, maybe it doesn't feel like it's as jarring, but when you're like in personal view and you're just like standing here and you click that and then it does this, it's like, whoa, I just wanted to put fuel in. And it opens this weird side inventory. Like, I want it to feel more like this, and then I just put the fuel over in the train. That's how it used to go. So it's maybe more useful from a map view. Oops. From a map view perspective. Ooh. Picker extended with some bugs here. Anyway, I'm getting into complaining territory, which I am wont to do sometimes. What did Rygard say in the last episode? Those that are the most passionate complain the loudest. or the loudest complainers are the most passionate, or your biggest fans are your loudest something along those lines. And that is indeed why I complain. Over the many years, I've gotten a little better at how I phrase things, but I will say, I've received a lot of comments about like, wow, why do you complain so much, or why are you so negative? And it's like, guys, it's not just complaining. I'm not just having a bad time and like, oh, this sucks, man, I hate this. This is no fun. What I'm doing is I'm actually thinking about, I think the game could be better in this way, and I find it interesting to discuss that. And like, sure, if that's not your cup of tea, like if thinking about constructive criticism and like how could a game be better, like is this actually a feature that's fun or not, like if those things aren't fun for people to listen to, totally fine. Like I get that, but I think some people incorrectly think that it's just the same as complaining, and that's where I kind of personally, I'm like, no, I disagree with that. Like this isn't just complaining. Complaining is just like negativity with no real product. Like when you're, you know, working at a job and you're just like, man, these reports, oh, I hate that they're due so early. I'm so mad at my boss. And that's all you say about it. And that's your whole sentence. That's complaining. If you're like, man, these reports are due sooner than I wish they were, and it's starting to frustrate me that like this happens over and over again, and I wish that my boss would do something different about this. That's then not complaining. That's having an actual idea of like the world can be better. And then it's even more so not complaining if you do something with that and you actually go talk to your boss or get a petition going from your other coworkers like, hey, maybe we can get this changed so like the deadlines have an extra day. You know, whatever. I'm so off track. Welcome to hyperfixation. Okay, so what we're doing here, I'm just making sure these are all on automatic, is we want both of these trains to be going to the depot that has the high priority, and then we're going to see if the third one comes here or not, because the train limit's reached. Which means we need to turn on the request all at once, which should be easy enough if I just turn this off and then do assembling machine. And we request 80 stacks. I can't fit 80 stacks, so let's make sure. I don't know if that would even matter because I only have 3 trains anyway. But okay, so this should do it. Let's start with. Well, let's start with a 40 stack request and open the floodgates and see what happens. Should send 2 trains. Or not. Okay, there's 1. Oh, wait, oh, never mind. Get out of here. Go home. Forget everything you just did. Let's send that one too. Okay, back to the depots for you guys. Oh, we went to the wrong depot? Wait. That's weird. What's going on here? Oh, I forgot signals. Okay. Still going to the wrong one, mind you. This is my fault, but man, am I spaghettiing everything here. Okay. Thank you. Go to the other one. Yeah, maybe it saw the red light and actually understood that that was a bad idea. Okay, so there we go. That's what we want to see. So this has 2 trains with this stop on the way. The train limit's at 2. So now we're going to bump up that request to 80 stacks, which means it's now like, I want more. This train limit needs to not be 2. So now it could have a 3rd train delivering to it. And we'll give that a minute and see what this guy does. Uh-oh, what's happening? It is... It's good. That's a priority 0. Okay, so that answers our question. So if a train station is full that has a higher priority, it will get from a different priority instead. That's what I wanted to find out, because it's possible that we could end up having enough iron available, but it wasn't getting provided because they're like, well, there's iron at the priority 1 station, but the train limit's full. But because it's a higher priority, I won't go get from the other iron station. That's what I was worried about, and now we can know that that's not happening. My fears are not a problem. All right, well, watch these alerts. This is gonna be fun to watch. Meow. Oh gosh. How long do you guys think it's gonna take our base to figure this out? It doesn't look that bad. Look at the requests. It's not that many. If you consider we have 51 trains, this isn't too bad. I'm not too worried about this, actually. I do think we'll catch up fairly soon. You know, some of these are like a bunch of train loads, because seaweed's only 1,000 per load. So that's 7 trains worth of seaweed being requested. But I do think we're catching up here. I almost just walked into that train because I didn't know where I was. So, how much longer can I take this episode? I just don't want to stop playing. I'm curious if Aramid fired back up, and it did. Good. And it's so weird to me that Vrauks are still running properly. It feels like they should be broken. Not that I want them to be, but it just feels like they almost should be busted for some reason. But it seems like they're still running. Man. Yeah, the iron delivery problems is an issue. Looks like we've got more coming. Do I not have... No, I do have 28. Okay. One more ferrochrome once that iron gets there. What is... Oh, that's the color of heavy oil. Okay. Interesting. Oh. Yeah, it seems like our whole base can shut down because of train delivery issues. You know, that's actually an interesting point. Huh. I'd never thought about that before. Because this is -49, it's gonna be the last flippin' thing to get delivered. Yet another reason it almost makes sense. Can you have trains on only certain channels at depots? Like, can you have a train on channel 2 and it would only deliver from... Could only pick up from 2 and deliver to 2? I'm not sure if that's possible. Again, if someone knows in the comments, let me know. Because at the depots, I don't think you can designate the mask of it. The masks are only at stations. So I don't think you can mask a train to only be on certain channels. It'd be kind of cool if you could, because what I was thinking is we could have a couple trains that are only on channel 2, which means they could only move byproducts and waste. That would be kind of a bad idea, though, because then they would move from a byproduct to a trasher when they could move a byproduct to a higher priority requester on channel 1. But since they're not on channel 1, they wouldn't do that. So it wouldn't actually meet the need of our base. Never mind, we wouldn't do that. So is there a way you could somehow have trashing be a higher priority, but still a lower priority? I don't know if that's possible. It's like what I want to do is say, like, stone gets delivered. Yeah, I don't think there's an easy way to do it. I guess you could just have stone itself as a resource at a higher priority at all the stations it's provided and requested at. If you bump all those up by the same amount, it kind of cancels out, but then just means trains care more about stone than everything else. But yeah, there's no easy way that I can see to do that, which means all of my things that have a byproduct of stone are going to be stuck for a minute until my trains catch up. Which, look, the list! The list is smaller than the whole screen. We are catching up. See, I told you guys we'd catch up. Told you we'd catch up. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh yeah, I don't remember if this was on camera, but what the heck? Oh, no, sorry, that's good. We want this to be full. Because this is full, it means we should never run out of tailings dust. And that means when we do have too much, it will get overflowed into this. So I think we're okay. Because yeah, this had shut down because it ran out of tailings again. So I had to add this whole buffer. I don't remember if that was on stream or on video. But complex circuits, man. They've been doing pretty good over the last hour, actually. Made 1.1 thousand of them. We said they back up at 4,000, so like we're already a fourth of the way there. Okay, I need to request epoxy, and then I need to... Do I really not have iron here? I don't. I need another requester. Ooh, time to use my new fancy trains. Alright. This is just a strong side request. Not a bulk. Regular. Alright, we're going to be requesting iron and epoxy. Probably something else eventually, so I'll just merge that now. That'll be for iron plate. I don't think we need enough to warrant 40 stacks eventually for thingy upgraded trains. And what's the other thing we needed? Epoxy. I'm not requesting. So how much epoxy are we actually using here? We're talking 20 a minute. Yeah. I don't think I want to move. Not many. Epoxy. And move 10 stacks. Request 11 stacks. Call it a day. Alright, and I don't want this. We're gonna move both via spider chest. Fast inserter. Wait, let me practice my new method. Cool. Can I do this? Oh, you can just click out to leave the... Oh, that's really cool. Okay, that is nice. Because clicking on the specific spot is kind of annoying, but you can just click out of it in general to leave the drop location, wherever it was. So that's nice. Okay, so this is red circuit. Epoxy and plus iron quest. Alright, trains are catching up. I probably need to be done with this episode. But I feel pretty good about our progress. We've fixed a lot of things. We added more trains. We got red belts set up. We built our first red belts. And I broke something. No, we just don't have enough iron oxide. Cool. Okay, but that is only on channel 1. Let me just double check. I want to make sure I'm not doing something bad here. Iron oxide, specifically on ID 1. Who's this station? Why can't I click on that? That would be nice. So this station actually requests iron oxide. On channel 3, so it will come from byproduct first. And it does need iron oxide. Okay, we're good. That's fine. That's all correct. Okay, well, in the next episode, I'm gonna start working on the things needed for SAM, the self-assembly monolayer material. That is used in a lot of Mark II stuff, including, but not limited to, all the Mark II buildings. I think Diet Beacons, also Kimsai. And I don't know if we need SAM for modules, so I probably could beeline... hold on. Could I... Control, utility, and electronics. Control does not use SAM. Utility does not use SAM. None of these use SAM. Okay, so we could make modules before we make SAM if we wanted to. But I think I want to work towards SAM, which is the intermetallics of today's day and age. We have red belts. I'm so excited by this. Why is this one? Oh, that's because that's the other one. Yeah, we got red belts. Okay, well, that just makes me crazy happy. Crazy happy indeed. Well, as always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next one.